This is the history of money.
Before money, societies relied on the barter system. This involved direct exchange of goods and services. For example, a farmer might trade wheat for shoes. Bartering had limitations, like needing a double coincidence of wants. Finding suitable partners was difficult and time-consuming. Commodity money emerged to solve these challenges. These commodities had intrinsic value, simplifying trade. Across the globe, ancient societies adopted diverse commodities as money. Cattle, with their intrinsic value, were widely used in pastoral communities. The Latin word for money, pecunia, derives from pecus, meaning cattle. Grain served as a practical medium of exchange in agricultural societies. Salt was used in ancient Ethiopia and Tibet. In Mesoamerica, cacao beans functioned as a form of money. As societies evolved, so too did their forms of money. While commodities like cattle and grain continued to be used, a new category of commodity money emerged. Ornamental items, shells, beads, and other decorative objects gained popularity as mediums of exchange. These items, often prized for their beauty and rarity, held cultural significance and served as status symbols. Their use as money transcended purely economic value, reflecting social hierarchies and beliefs. Cowrie shells, with their distinctive shape and durability, became one of the most widespread forms of ornamental money. Originating in the Maldives and other parts of the Indian Ocean, cowrie shells spread along trade routes, reaching Africa, Asia, and parts of Europe. Their small size and relative uniformity made them convenient for transactions. Moreover, their association with fertility and prosperity in many cultures enhanced their desirability. In some African societies, cowrie shells were strung together in specific patterns, signifying different denominations. Among the vast array of commodities used as money, gold and silver emerged as enduring favorites. Their inherent properties made them particularly well suited for this role. Both metals are durable, resisting corrosion and retaining their value over time. They are divisible, allowing for transactions of varying sizes. Their rarity, particularly in ancient times, contributed to their perceived value. Gold and silver's beauty and malleability made them ideal for crafting jewelry and other ornamental objects, further enhancing their desirability. The use of gold and silver as money dates back thousands of years. Archaeological evidence suggests that gold was used in transactions as early as 4000 BCE in Egypt and Mesopotamia. Silver, more abundant than gold, also gained early acceptance as currency. These metals were initially traded in their raw form, often as ingots or dust. Merchants relied on scales to weigh the metal and determine its value. The development of coinage, however, marked a significant advancement in the use of gold and silver as money. Ancient coinage standardizing value and facilitating trade. The invention of coinage marked a pivotal moment in the history of money. Prior to coins, gold and silver were traded in their raw form, requiring weighing and assessing purity for each transaction. Coins, struck from standardized dies, provided a uniform and portable form of currency. This innovation streamlined trade, fostering economic growth and cultural exchange across vast distances. The earliest known coins emerged in Lydia, a kingdom in present-day Turkey, around the 7th century BCE. Lydian coins, typically made of electrum, a naturally occurring alloy of gold and silver, featured distinctive designs, often depicting animals or mythological creatures. These early coins bore the stamp of the issuing authority, guaranteeing their weight and fineness. This standardization was crucial, as it eliminated the need for merchants to assess the quality of metal in each transaction. The use of coinage quickly spread from Lydia to Greece, Persia, and other parts of the ancient world. Each civilization developed its own distinctive coinage, reflecting local artistic styles and political ideologies. Paper money emerges, a promise of precious metals. While coins, particularly those made of gold and silver, dominated trade for centuries, a new form of money gradually emerged: paper money. Initially, paper money represented a promise to pay a certain amount of precious metal. Merchants and governments issued paper notes backed by reserves of gold or silver as a more convenient alternative to carrying heavy coins. This innovation, while initially met with skepticism, eventually revolutionized finance, paving the way for modern monetary systems. The earliest forms of paper money emerged in China during the Tang dynasty in the 7th century CE. These early banknotes, known as flying money, were essentially promissory notes issued by merchants. They circulated as a medium of exchange, backed by the promise of redemption in valuable commodities like salt or silk. The Song dynasty in the 11th century established a government-issued paper currency, backed by silver reserves. This marked a significant step towards a centralized monetary system. Section 7, the gold standard, linking paper money to a physical commodity. The widespread adoption of paper money led to the establishment of the gold standard in the 19th century. Under this system, the value of a nation's currency was directly linked to a fixed quantity of gold. Governments guaranteed the convertibility of paper money into gold at a predetermined rate. This system aimed to provide stability and confidence in the monetary system by backing paper currency with a tangible and universally valued asset. The gold standard emerged gradually, gaining momentum after the Industrial Revolution and the rise of international trade. Great Britain, a leading economic power, adopted the gold standard in 1816, followed by other major economies throughout the 19th century. The system fostered international trade by providing a stable exchange rate mechanism. Merchants could confidently engage in cross-border transactions, knowing that the value of their payments would not fluctuate drastically. Section 8, Fiat currency, a departure from commodity backing. The 20th century witnessed a major shift in monetary systems with the abandonment of the gold standard and the rise of fiat currency. Unlike commodity money or currencies backed by precious metals, fiat money derives its value from government decree or fiat. It is not backed by a physical commodity, but rather by the faith and creditworthiness of the issuing government. This transition marked a significant departure from centuries of monetary tradition, giving governments greater control over their economies. Several factors contributed to the demise of the gold standard and the adoption of fiat currency. The economic disruptions of World War I led many nations to suspend gold convertibility, effectively ending the system's dominance. The Great Depression of the 1930s further exposed the limitations of the gold standard as its deflationary pressures exacerbated the economic crisis. Governments seeking greater flexibility in managing their economies increasingly adopted fiat currencies. Section 9. The enduring legacy of commodity money. While fiat currency dominates modern economies, the legacy of commodity money endures. The principles that underpin the use of commodities like gold, silver, and grain as mediums of exchange continue to influence monetary policy and financial markets. The concept of intrinsic value, inherent in commodity money, remains relevant in discussions about sound money and the stability of financial systems. The use of gold as a safe haven asset, particularly during times of economic uncertainty, reflects its historical role as a store of value. Investors often flock to gold as a hedge against inflation or a weakening currency, demonstrating the enduring appeal of this ancient form of money. Silver, too, retains its allure as a precious metal, used in industrial applications and as a store of value. The historical use of grain as commodity money continues to influence agricultural markets, with fluctuations in crop yields impacting global food prices. Section 10, Conclusion, from cowrie shells to cryptocurrencies. The history of money is a captivating journey through human ingenuity, economic evolution, and the enduring quest for a reliable medium of exchange. From the earliest forms of barter to the rise of commodity money and the eventual dominance of fiat currency, each stage reflects the changing needs and aspirations of societies. The use of commodities like cattle, grain, shells, and precious metals as money shaped ancient civilizations, fostering trade, specialization, and the growth of complex economic systems. The invention of coinage marked a pivotal moment, standardizing value and facilitating commerce across vast distances. The emergence of paper money, initially backed by precious metals, revolutionized finance, paving the way for modern banking and monetary systems. The gold standard, while providing a degree of stability, eventually gave way to fiat currency, granting governments greater control over their economies. Today, as we navigate a world of digital transactions and cryptocurrencies, the legacy of commodity money endures, reminding us of the importance of trust, value, and the constant evolution of money.